Imagine a light brighter than 1,000 suns, a light that doesn't give life but takes it away. This is the reality of a nuclear detonation, a single flash turning a city to ash, people to shadows burned onto the pavement. The atomic age began with destruction, not creation, and its shadow has shaped our world for 80 years. The threat of nuclear war isn't just history, it's a danger we live with right now. Today's weapons are more powerful, the world more unpredictable, and the risk of a catastrophic mistake is terrifyingly real. We often ignore this threat, but that only makes us more vulnerable. Understanding nuclear danger is the first step to confronting it. The story of nuclear weapons is one of human genius and human folly. The scientists who built the first bomb later warned the world of what they'd unleashed. They knew they'd given humanity the tools for its own extinction. Their warnings echo through the decades, urging us to be wiser. We must face this danger directly and grasp its true scale. Behind every statistic are real lives, real cities, and our shared future. This isn't fear-mongering, it's about facing facts. We must be informed citizens in a world that holds its own fate. The shadow of the bomb is long, but our will to live in the light must be stronger. The future of everything we know is at stake. We can't afford to look away. The choice to confront or ignore this threat is ours. Our survival depends on what we do next. What is a nuclear weapon? It's a device that unleashes massive energy from the nucleus of an atom, either by splitting atoms, fission, or fusing them, fusion. Fission splits heavy atoms like uranium or plutonium, releasing a chain reaction and a devastating explosion. The bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were fission bombs, complex but based on a simple principle: unleash a chain reaction. To trigger this, you need a critical mass of nuclear material, brought together in an instant. The result? A city-leveling blast, heat, and deadly radiation. But humanity didn't stop there. We created the hydrogen bomb, a thermonuclear weapon using a two-stage process. The first stage is a fission bomb. Its explosion creates the heat and pressure for the second stage, fusion. Fusion forces hydrogen atoms together, releasing even more energy, the same process that powers the sun. Hydrogen bombs are not just bigger, they're a different class of weapon, with theoretically limitless power. The more fusion fuel, the bigger the explosion. Modern warheads are far more terrifying than the early atomic bombs. They're not just weapons of war, they're weapons of planetary change. They harness the power of the stars and turn it against our world. The potential to end civilization is real. This is the science of annihilation. To grasp the leap in destructive power, compare the past to the present. The Hiroshima bomb, Little Boy, used 140 pounds of uranium and had a yield of 15 kilotons, flattening 4 square miles and killing tens of thousands instantly. Now consider a modern warhead like the W-87, 300 kilotons, 20 times more powerful. The largest ever, the Soviet Tsar Bomba, was 50 megatons, over 3,000 times Hiroshima's power. One bomb, unimaginable destruction. If Hiroshima destroyed a city, a modern warhead could erase an entire metropolitan area. A single W-87 over a city like New York would create a firestorm covering 60 square miles. The Tsar Bomba's fireball was nearly 5 miles wide. Its heat could cause burns 60 miles away. The shockwave would shatter windows hundreds of miles out. This isn't just a bigger bomb, it's a new reality of destruction. Modern arsenals are civilization-ending weapons. A full-scale exchange would be a global cataclysm, not just a war. The destructive capacity we've built far exceeds any rational purpose. It's pure overkill. The journey from Hiroshima's 15 kilotons to today's multi-megaton warheads is a stark warning. Our technological reach has outpaced our wisdom. The scale of destruction is almost beyond comprehension. This is the world we now inhabit. The immediate effects of a nuclear explosion are horrific. An intense flash, a thermal pulse igniting fires and causing burns miles away. The blast wave follows, flattening buildings and hurling debris. At ground zero, death is instant, vaporized by heat or crushed by pressure. Further out, survivors face a nightmare. Injuries, fires, no hospitals, no help. In Hiroshima, up to 80,000 died instantly. Many more suffered and died in the days that followed. But the most insidious killer is radiation. Fallout, radioactive dust and ash, spreads for hundreds of miles, contaminating land, water, and food. Radiation sickness destroys the body from within, often with delayed, agonizing effects. Survivors, the Hibakusha, have faced lifelong health problems, cancer, chronic disease, psychological trauma. Genetic damage may pass to future generations. The human cost isn't just the initial death toll, it's a wave of suffering that ripples through families and communities for decades. Nuclear weapons leave a legacy of pain that never fades. The true cost is measured in lives shattered for generations. Nuclear weapons threaten not just people, but the planet itself. A single detonation can render land uninhabitable for centuries, contaminating soil, water, and the food chain. Animals and ecosystems suffer, sometimes irreversibly. A large-scale nuclear war could trigger nuclear winter, firestorms sending smoke and soot into the stratosphere, blocking sunlight. Global temperatures would plummet, agriculture would collapse, and famine would threaten billions. Even a limited regional war could cause worldwide food crises. A 2019 study showed that 100 Hiroshima-sized bombs could inject enough soot to cool the planet and devastate crops. The environmental consequences don't respect borders. The poison of nuclear conflict would spread across the globe. Marine life would die as sunlight vanished from the oceans. The result: mass extinction, caused by our own hands. No nuclear war can be contained. The threat is global, and so is the responsibility to prevent it. Nearly 13,000 nuclear weapons exist today, enough to destroy civilization many times over. 9 countries possess them, but over 90% belong to the US and Russia. The 5 official nuclear states, US, Russia, UK, France, China, are joined by India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea. More countries with nukes means more chances for disaster, by intent, accident, or miscalculation. Regional rivalries like India and Pakistan add new flashpoints. Modern arsenals include not just city-destroying bombs but smaller, tactical weapons, dangerously tempting to use. Any nuclear use would cross a line not crossed since 1945, likely triggering escalation. The illusion of a limited nuclear war is just that, an illusion. The existence of these weapons makes the world far more dangerous. The risk grows with every new warhead and every new member of the nuclear club. The danger is real, and it's growing. Our survival has often depended on luck and the judgment of a few individuals. The Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the brink. 13 days of tension that could have ended in nuclear war. On a Soviet submarine, Vasily Arkhipov refused to launch a nuclear torpedo, preventing disaster. Technology has failed us too. In 1979, a computer glitch at NORAD signaled a Soviet attack. Bombers scrambled, launch keys readied, until someone realized it was a training tape. In 1983, Soviet officer Stanislav Petrov received a false warning of a US missile launch. He trusted his instincts, disobeyed protocol, and reported it as a false alarm, saving the world. These stories show how close we've come to annihilation, not by design, but by mistake. Human error, technical glitches, and miscommunication have nearly ended civilization. The margin for error is razor thin. Our luck won't last forever. The threat is not just theoretical, it's a lived reality. The world has survived by chance, not by design. We can't rely on luck to save us again. The next close call could be the last. How do we prevent nuclear catastrophe? International treaties and arms control agreements are our best tools. The Non-Proliferation Treaty has slowed the spread of nuclear weapons, START treaties have cut arsenals, but arms control is under strain, treaties abandoned, communication broken. Rebuilding trust and diplomacy is essential. We need transparency, crisis communication, and new agreements for modern threats. Public awareness and activism matter. Movements like CND and ICANN have pressured leaders to pursue peace. Preventing nuclear war requires a shift in thinking from mutual destruction to shared security. True safety comes from cooperation, not threats. Investing in conflict resolution and education are practical steps. The path is difficult, but not impossible. We stand at a crossroads. Our power can create a future of discovery, or a silent, ruined planet. The nuclear threat is personal. It endangers every family, every community, every future. Hiroshima and Nagasaki remind us of the cost of failure. Awareness is our best defense. We must talk, learn, and teach about nuclear risks. Informed citizens can hold leaders accountable and demand a safer world. The stories of Arkhipov and Petrov prove individual choices matter. Our future isn't predetermined, it's shaped by our decisions. We can choose to engage, advocate for peace and support disarmament, or we can look away and hope for the best, but hope is not a strategy. The challenge is great, but so is our capacity for reason and cooperation. We are the first generation with the power to destroy ourselves, and the responsibility to ensure we are not the last. The future is unwritten. Our shared responsibility and our shared future hang in the balance.